Hey, it's Bird, back at you with some more belt talk, and today we're talking about this beauty right here. And let me ask you a question before we go any further. Close your eyes and tell me, what do you think about when you hear names like the Heart Foundation, Demolition, Natural Disasters, Money Incorporated, Legion of Doom? What do you think about? You think of this right here, and that is the classic WWF Tag Team Championship title belt. This is a WWEShop version, the dual-plated version, and today we're going to take a closer look. Stick around. So like I mentioned before, this belt to me is synonymous with teams like the Heart Foundation and Demolition, teams like the Natural Disasters and Money Incorporated. Gosh, I can just see Jimmy Hart right now running around, screaming at the top of his lungs and waving around the belts when he was managing Money Incorporated and managing the Natural Disasters. This belt, again, another belt from my childhood that I've always just had a fondness for. The look of this belt always said to me that, yes, these were champions. I believed back then that this belt represented the best of the best. As we take a look here, we're going to see WWEShop 4mm thick plates. That's the side plates and the property plate as well, with just a better level of detailing. Now, the one thing I will say is this WWF World Tag Team Championship, the classic version, in dual plating, does kind of have a lot of negative space feel to it. It kind of gets lost. The mirror finish, in my opinion, just doesn't represent the belt the way I wanted it to. I was hoping for a little bit more of that dull nickel plating feel to it, to contrast off of the gold. Like I said, I just feel like we get a little bit lost in the negative space here, but the overall detailing of the artwork on this belt, substantially better than what you were able to get years ago when I was starting to collect these belts, the Figures Inc. versions of these belts. So as you can see, the crown with the grapplers flanking both sides of the world globe. The globe itself, nice depth. Paint doesn't look too bad. You know, for being mass-produced belts, sometimes the paint gets a little bit sloppy on these WWEShop replicas. But overall on this belt, I feel like everything looks pretty crisp. And I'm just super impressed at the level of detail they've been able to get, especially, I mean, look at this eagle. The line work and the feathers, the depth. I feel like they've really just, by providing the 4mm thick plates, and on some of the other belts even thicker, it just gives them the ability to do such better work with the detailing art. So we've got the WWF Legends block logo. I'm not one of those collectors that makes a big fuss out of not having the original WWF block logo on these belts. I know to some people that's really important, but to me, it's the overall look of the belt, the presentation of the belt that gives me those memories, that nostalgia feeling. It's not the logo specifically, so I don't get too wrapped up in that. I just know that this is the belt that I grew up on, watching my favorite tag team, which was Demolition, and then later the Heart Foundation. But we can see, you know, you've got your standard WWEShop polyurethane strap. The strap on this belt is a little thick. It is a little bit stiff, not very pliable when I think in comparison to some of the other shop replicas that I have. This one still sits pretty stiff. You can see not a lot of give here. You've got the gold tip. And man, I got to tell you, this era of belts, whether it's the Winged Eagle, the classic IC, whether it's these tag straps, having that gold tip just really, really sets off the belt, elevates it to another level, gives you that impression that this is the real deal. The snap boxes have a little simulated tooling to them. There's stitching in this version, and I don't know if that was common for the belts at that time or if this is just the way these replicas are made, but I was surprised to see stitching in the snap boxes. Love the property plate with the tag team throwback like they used to be on the original belts. And again, let's look at the detailing here, because I can't get over the shop's quality and how far it's improved since when I first started collecting belts. You can see just the depth in the grapplers. You can see the depth in the logo all around that border. Just really great work. I do like the textured border around the main logo. Boy, that eagle sure is impressive. The artwork and the detail of this. That's impressive. So as we take another look here at the strap again, you know, you've got the texturing in the snap box. Again, stitching on this side of the belt. But then we come around and we can see the simulated texturing with the clamshell tooling that carries all the way around your main plates and side plates. Now this belt does not have the inset or the beveling around the property plate like some of the other replica titles have. I would have preferred that. I think it just gives it a, I don't know, a cleaner look, a more finished look. Same with the beveling that you see on like the classic IC or the classic Winged Eagle. But overall, this belt cannot be denied. It is beautiful. And this belt, you know, one look at it, like I said, brings me right back. I can hear that iconic Demolition theme song playing. I can hear that guitar riff of the Heart Foundation, the thumping of Earthquake and the Natural Disasters theme as they make their way to the ring. Or that laugh. Everybody's got a price. Ted DiBiase for Money Incorporated. I just love the nostalgia feel to this belt. The work that WWEShop has been able to provide in their art and in the manufacturing process just gives this belt so much more credibility. Taking a look at the back, we've got our standard WWE patch plate here. Simulated kind of texturing in the back, and then the exposed screws. So I really don't worry too much about having the exposed screws on these replicas. I display mine where they're not visible. You'll see the memory in the polyurethane strap, though, prevents this from laying down. It just wants to open back up, even on the heavier side here with the belt tip and the property plate. The memory in that polyurethane strap is just too much. So a belt that symbolizes everything I loved about tag team wrestling back in the day. Well, there we have it, everybody. The WWEshop's version of the WWF Classic dual-plated Tag Team Championship title belt. A trip down memory lane for sure for me, thinking about those iconic teams like the Heart Foundation and Demolition. This belt represented everything that I thought a champion should be back in the tag team heydays of wrestling, and I'm glad we got a chance to talk about it today. I even like, you know, there was a part of me that even liked the Beverly Brothers for a period of time. Nope, we're going to cut that part out.